Dylan's Fear Files. I live on a residential street with townhouses on both sides. The road dead ends on a lot of trees that provide a barrier between my road and the neighborhood on the next street. A lot of people who live in my area use the paved path through the trees that links the road over to mine. It's commonplace to see people who aren't my neighbors walking past my house to the main road that I live off of due to this path. My street is highly accessible, but it still remains rather quiet. When that quiet is interrupted, it's made even more startling by the fact that the lines of townhouses built on either side of the street have created the perfect echo effect. This makes any noise louder, last longer, and almost impossible to find the source of. So last night, I arrived home from a full day of work. The sun had already set and it was pretty dark. The lone street lamp only lit up a few houses whose occupants had yet to return. I parked across the street from my house in the lined spots instead of parking in the driveway, so I headed across the dimly lit asphalt to the front door of my townhouse. As soon as I was on the sidewalk in front of my driveway, I heard a crack, as if someone had broken a twig on the ground with his or her shoe. Of course, the noise echoed, and even though I turned as soon as I heard it, I couldn't figure out where it came from. I looked around my street, but I didn't see anyone. I started walking up my driveway when I began to hear a low voice. I stopped and turned again, still unable to pinpoint the location of the noise. The voice sounded male and smooth, like he was trying to keep his voice soothing. I couldn't figure out what he was saying. I was standing on my driveway, halfway to my front door and concentrating on the voice that seemed to swirl and float around me. I probably stood there for a solid minute until the voice abruptly stopped. Since I still couldn't see anyone, I figured it was probably just a car radio or something located on the other street behind the trees, and I started walking again. I was just at my front steps when I heard it. "You know I can see you." It was the same voice that was mumbling, but this time, the words were clear, and there was an edge to his tone. I quickened my pace and pulled out my house keys. I was unlocking the first lock when he said it again. "You know I can see you." This time it was louder, and the echo bounced back and forth across the street. I was breathing really fast as I yanked out the first key and proceeded to insert the next key into the second lock. "You know, I can see you." I accidentally turned the key the wrong way in the lock. My hands were shaking as I frantically tried to readjust. I didn't dare turn around as I heard him start again. "You know I can see you." The smooth tone was gone, and the words echoed continuously around me as I scrambled to turn the knob on the door. Time seemed to slow down when I finally got the door open. I ran inside, slammed the door, and locked it. I was hyperventilating as I ran up the stairs and sank to the floor in my kitchen. It took a while before I was able to move again. I didn't sleep well last night, but nothing strange happened. I'll be careful tonight if I'm outside alone, and I am definitely parking in my driveway from now on.